What is Bitcoin, and how does it work? What are blockchains and what are cryptocurrencies? Now that we are at it, how can you earn Bitcoins? At the end of this video you will have all these answers. So stay with us. You've likely heard about Bitcoin Pizza Day. In May of 2010, Laszlo Hanyecz, a young programmer who had been in contact with the Bitcoin universe since its inception, exchanged 10,000 BTC for 2 slices of pizza from Papa John's. At the time, 1 Bitcoin was worth around $0.008. Arguably, his pizzas were about $80 at the time. But more than a decade has passed since that day. And before recording this video, the price of Bitcoin reached almost $64,000. If Hanyecz had saved his Bitcoins instead of eating pizza that day, he could have easily sold them for $640 million. But this event is history already. The cryptocurrency universe is here to stay, and it's no longer exclusive to programmers and tech geeks. If you plan to invest in Bitcoin, stay until the end of the video. You will surely want to know what you are investing your money in. There is a link in the description to create an account that allows you to invest in Bitcoin. You will need this account for the topics that you will learn in future videos, so you better create it now. Bitcoin is a fully digital currency that is not issued by any government, and does not need banks to work. Satoshi Nakamoto is the person, or group of people who wrote the Bitcoin white paper, and are therefore credited with the honor of inventing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is considered the first cryptocurrency, and it has some similarities to fiat money. You can exchange it to buy goods, services, or even exchange it for other types of currencies. Therefore, it has the potential to replace money. The main difference is that when you use Bitcoin to pay for something, there is no bank behind the transaction. Instead of this, there is a blockchain. Specifically, the Bitcoin blockchain. Blockchains are systems that use cryptography to verify transactions without having to trust another person or entity. Sounds complex, right? Not so much. Pay attention. Let's say you travel with your 3 best friends to another country and share expenses. Today, Juan paid for the food, but Mateo paid for the taxi. Nicolas paid for the hotel room and Mauricio paid for the drinks. It can be very annoying and confusing to pay off each debt, and divide the cash among all your friends every time there is a bill to pay. A solution to this may be to keep a record of who pays for what, on a piece of paper. Anyone can add a new line every time they pay for something. At the end of the trip, debts are settled proportionally and accurately, leaving time to really enjoy your trip, and not worry about who owes what, at all times. The problem with this type of record, is that anyone can add a new line at any time, generating a trust problem. For example, Nicolas may say that he paid a debt that he did not really pay. A solution for this could be a signature. Mateo can add a signature to the payment he received from Nicolas, and this would certify that the transaction actually happened. However, there is still a problem with this. Nicolas can simply learn to copy Mateo's signature. This is where cryptography comes in handy. Each of your friends could have a private key and a public key. The private key would be kept by each person, while the public key could be known by others. If the combination of the transaction message, private key, and public key match, the transaction occurs. However, there is still a security risk here. Although the public and private key pairs prevent someone from creating a fake signature to generate a new transaction, you could still try to copy and paste the entire line with the real signature multiple times. To resolve this security problem, each transaction message must have its own unique and unrepeatable identification. This will make it impossible to copy and paste it later. Finally, you managed to create with your friends an almost perfect system to keep a record of secure transactions. This is precisely the way in which the record of transactions that occur with Bitcoin is kept. The difference being, they do not occur on a piece of paper, they occur in blocks of digital information. They don't happen with dollars either, they happen with Bitcoins. Each of these information blocks ends with a code that verifies that the transactions in the block were legitimate transactions. But blocks have a limit to the information they can store. Just as a USB can only carry a certain amount of photos, a block can only carry a certain amount of transaction logs. For this reason, another block must be unblocked to be able to keep up with the new records. This is known as mining. And deciphering the number that the previous block verifies requires a lot of computational work. When a computer manages to verify the block, it can make an exception to the rule, and create a new record in the next block. This record represents the reward that the miner gets for his effort to verify the previous block. Each new block must match the verification hash that the previous block has, thus forming a blockchain. Every time someone manages to verify a block, they receive bitcoins as a reward. But there is a limit to the amount of bitcoins you can mine. It is estimated that this moment will come in the year 2140, when the total of 21 million bitcoins has been mined. This makes Bitcoin a deflationary currency, meaning that it acquires value over time. Not like the dollar or the euro, which are inflationary currencies and lose value over time. But these are topics for an upcoming video. If you want to invest in Bitcoins, remember to create your account using the link you find in the description. You will need it in future videos. If you want to dive into these topics, and understand concepts such as mining, proof of work, proof of stake, DeFi, altcoins, NFT and many more, visit our website and learn with our video books about cryptocurrencies. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next one.